They started saying, well, you're going to do sequels. And I said, gosh, sequels. Well, I guess I could do sequels. You know, I could do 3, you know, of what happens later on. But that was really an afterthought. I don't have scripts. I don't have any story. The only notion on that one is wouldn't it be fun to get all the actors to come back when they're like 60 and 70 years old and make 3 more that are about them as old people. And so that's about as far as that one's gone so far. These, obviously, the first 6 will get finished and will be the film. And then whether I go into a sequel to this is, because I'll also be 70 soon. I'm not sure whether that's going to happen.
Todd says it's been mentioned in other interviews that 9 episodes were created. 1 through 3 are about Anakin, then 4 through 6 are about Luke. Who are episodes 7 through 9 about, and will they ever be made? That's Todd.
7 through 9 really came about when I was on one of these press junkets and somebody said, are you going to do sequels? And I said, well, you know, I have these prequels and stuff, but I'm not sure I'll ever do sequels. And they said, oh, you should do sequels. And I said, well, maybe someday I'll do sequels. And so that's how 7 through 9 came to be. There was never a script or a story, so I haven't the vaguest idea what would happen in 7 through 9. And I really don't think they'll ever get made because I would be like 90 years old by the time I got them finished.
So loyal to George, and I owe him so much. He at one time said, would you consider playing an Obi-Wan type character handing Excalibur down to the next generation? I said, when would that be? And at the time he said around 2011. I thought, gee, as much as I'd like to have a job lined up at the turn of the century, I was figuring out how old I'd be at that point, and I thought, well, I don't know.
George always wanted to make 9. He wanted to make the first 3, then he wanted to make the prequels to that, then he wanted to make the last 3. And that was something that was part of his concept.
Whether George only completes 6 of the 9-part series or he actually ever really ultimately completes the 9, it's really 9 parts of one film. It's one big saga about a family that happens to live in a galaxy far, far away.
The ones that I sold to Disney and everything, they came up to the decision that they didn't really want to do those, so they made up their own. So it's not the ones that I originally wrote.